Again, I want to thank you all for being here as we're excited to officially open Bocek Recreation Center. That's been closed for well over 20 years. Um, we're so excited, and I think former Councilwoman Sneed is here, and we had conversations about this facility and how we needed a rec opportunity up in this corner of our city. So, Councilwoman, we're doing it today. It's official. So, without further ado, I also want to acknowledge all of our other distinguished guests, and then we're going to have words from our mayor. But of course, our mayor, Mayor Scott, is here. Our council president, our CAO, Mr. Short, is here. We have our state senator. I think I just saw him somewhere. Oh, okay, he's by him. Senator McCray. We have our delegates, Delegate Branch, Delegate Smith. Two delegate branches. All right. Is there any other elected officials that I missed? And then we have our Councilman Tony Glover. We're truly excited to be here. And thank you as the community for being here to be a part of this celebration. And then we have someone else I want to recognize that we're going to give the flow to at some point in time is Mr. Robert Wall. Mr. Wall gave us over 40 years of service. And believe it or not, I remember Mr. Wall sharing with us, he started here at Bocek. And so one of the things he asked me as he retired is that when we open Bocek, that he would love to come back. And I made that commitment. And as I shared with him coming up here, that I was really happy that he had the health and strength that he could be here with us today to celebrate this. So thank you for being here. And then we cannot forget our community and Mr. Brown and all the community members here in the Bocek community for your tireless efforts to say, hey, we want recreation here. We want this facility reopened. So again, thank you all. So without further ado, please help me in joining to bring our mayor, Mayor Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Director, and good afternoon, everyone. We reopening the rec center, so we got to be more excited than that. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here with you today. Thankful to all of my elected colleagues and Councilwoman Sneed, good to see you again. Mr. Wall, good to see you again. This is a great day for this community and for East Baltimore. As the director said, this facility closed when I was in high school over 20 years ago. And we are here today because of the perseverance of folks like Mr. Brown, the dedication of us to reimagining and bring recreation in parks not just back, but better. This is what this culminates in. And Bocek, we know that about 8 years ago, we only had 40 rec centers open in the city of Baltimore. And today, this marks the 50th in just that short time, and there are many more to come. And I think we all have to take a moment to celebrate how important that is. We all know that I grew up and love rec and parks. I worked at rec and parks. Bob was my boss. And we know what they mean to our communities. We know what this community has been missing for over 20 years. The opportunity for young people that live right here to not have to go further down into Patterson Park or not have to go further up into Northeast Baltimore to have recreation. They deserve it in their neighborhood. They deserve a facility that's been renovated in their neighborhood. And Mr. Brown and I were talking inside. One day he quizzed me on if I knew what Bocek was. And I said, yes, sir, it's right here on the map. And we're going to get it back open because we know what this neighborhood deserves. I'm thrilled that we're going to have Camp Baltimore and Be More Summer Fun. And they will return this year. And Bocek will now be a location for the camps. We know what that means to our young people and families over the summertime. And please, everyone, you can find out more information about that at bcrp.baltimorecity.gov. Because rec centers are not just about young people having fun. It's about young people and the opportunity for them to grow into themselves. It's about the opportunity for them to be safe. It's about the opportunity for them to eat. I'm going to say that one twice. It's about the opportunity for them to eat and be healthy and learn about themselves and stay involved in their community. And while I am extremely excited to have this center back open for our young people and our families for the first time in 2 decades, I'm not satisfied. I am grateful to everyone who has worked in partnership to make this reopening happen, but this ain't good enough for me, y'all. Simply put, this ain't good enough. Our young people don't just deserve a renovated facility, they deserve better facilities. And that is why, and that is what they're going to get as long as I'm the mayor of Baltimore City, and what they're going to get here at Bocek. So today, I am committing to the expansion of Bocek to include the gym. We will go to phase 2 of Bocek in the very near future. Because for me, if it doesn't have at least a full-size gym, it's not a rec center. We have to continue to want better and build better for our young people and our families. So while we're celebrating here today, let's just go into this knowing that in a short time, we'll be here celebrating again as we expand what we can do here at Bocek Rec Center, as we bring not just things back, but better for our communities, because that's what they deserve. They deserve the opportunity to have recreation and facilities just like everywhere else in our city, in our state, in our country. And that's what we're going to do here in Bocek, but all across the city of Baltimore. And as I said it many, many times, we know that our rec centers are safe havens in our communities. They offer opportunities and promise and give our young people much needed space to call their own. Even though I haven't been there in many years, Tawanda Rec Center is mine. It will always be a part of me. It's where I first ran track. It's where I first wear blue and gold. It's where I caught my first touchdown pass. It will always be a part of me and who I am, because it poured so much into me. And we know that this will happen for young people in East Baltimore. They feed us, as I said, shelter us, build strength and character that we carry throughout the rest of our lives. I want to thank Director Moore and the entire team at Rec and Parks, our community partners. This would not happen without people like Mr. Brown and everyone involved in this renovation for their hard work and dedication to not just this building, but the people that will benefit, the community that will benefit, the generations that will benefit. The future of our Recreation and Parks Department is bright, and we remain dedicated to pushing that vision and pushing the envelope so that Baltimore will have the best Rec and Parks Department in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Exciting news. Phase 2 is around the corner, as the mayor stated, so really excited to start that process. Next, we'll have words from our Council President Mosby.
Good afternoon. I don't think that you guys heard what the mayor just talked about and what Director Moore just said. The mayor said that this is the teaser before the celebration. He said coming here and being excited about the renovation is one thing, but us knowing that we're going to provide a place of safe haven, a place of activity and recreation, a place for young folks to grow up and become Brandon Scotts is another thing. And that's what Phase 2 is about. See, as a person that grew up in Baltimore City Recs, just like Brandon did, and I said this at K-Hill, Brandon, I said I can remember going there every single day after school, and for me, it was having fun. It was about recreation. But for my friends in the neighborhood, it was much more. Because when they went home at night, Brandon, they didn't experience the same love that I experienced. They didn't have access to the same resources that I had access to. Their trajectories wouldn't have been on the same path if they didn't have quality facilities like what we had 20 and 30 years ago. I'm dating ourselves. But that's what this is about today. And that's what I get excited about, where we are as a city. Because this is not enough. And we must want more. We expect so much more out of our children, but we've done so little for them. And that stops with this right now. So I'm excited about my partner in progress in the Mayor Brandon Scott. We all understand and know what we all have been through. Now imagine for our children who've been out of school for over a year, who've been trapped behind this thing called virtual learning for over a year, and the implications that it will play on their lives. That's why facilities like this, when we come out of this thing called COVID-19, when we finally beat this thing back and we're able to assemble some level of normalcy in our life, it's important for us to throw all that we can throw at our children. Because if we do not, I'm concerned about the residual effects to their mental health. I'm concerned about the residual effects to their educational attainment. I'm concerned about the residual effects of what they mean to become citizens of here in the city of Baltimore. We talk about the systemic issues every single day. But if we get to our children before they get to the criminal justice system, we won't have to worry about public safety. That's what opportunities like this are for today. So I'm here, I'm excited to partner with Brandon, our mayor, with Director Moore and his team, and with every single one of you, your amazing residents of the Bocek community. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President Mosby. And next we'll have remarks from the councilman of this district, District 13, Councilman Glover.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know really what to say after coming, behind these two great gentlemen. I'm myself, again, born and raised right here in East Baltimore my entire life. I know how important the rec center was to me. We had directors that were really, really involved in our community, but I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge former Councilwoman Shannon Sneed, because I remember when I was the liaison here in this district through the state's attorney's office, and I remember Shannon Sneed and Tracy Istep and Rocky Brown, and we would meet over at the church, and they would always talk about how we're going to bring the rec center back over here to Bocek Park. So these are individuals that really, really broke that, I want to say broke that cement to make sure that this project came to light. This is very, very important to our neighborhood. I played ball right here on Bocek Park. We created a lot of great individuals that went to college to play also pro ball, like Marcus Hatton, that also played ball right here in Bocek Park. We had Silk, that Andre Poole, that was part of and one. So we had those individuals that came right here in this very same neighborhood. And again, I want to say thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for believing in Bocek Park. And I thank the mayor and the city council president for wanting to extend more in this neighborhood. But most important, Mr. Rocky Brown and Ms. Maxine, that has done tremendous work in this neighborhood. And I think a lot of times they get unnoticed for the work that they do because they're not here to grandstand. So again, thank you all for coming out this afternoon. And again, look forward to more to come to Bocek Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Glover. And now we have our state delegates here and state representation for this district, District 45. So we're going to start by having some words from our Senator McCray.
Thank you, Director Moore. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? First, I just want to make sure that I lift up all my colleagues. As I think about and I look to my left, I see my mayor. As I look to my right, I see my council president, now Councilman Antonio Glover. And I think about what they were talking about in reference to their youth. And I think about how the impact that this actually has within our neighborhoods. But most importantly, I also see my Delegate Talmadge Branch to my left. And I see my delegates, Delegate Stephanie Smith and Delegate Chanel Branch to my right. And I think about all those people that might not be here with us today, Talmadge, that had a place in making this happen. I think about a Senator Nathaniel McFadden. I think about a Speaker Mike Bush. All those folks that put their hands on this location, because it's not one of us that did it. It's not a couple of us that did it. It's a lot of folks that made this happen at this moment. And Miss Maxine, Mr. Rocky, Mr. Eugene, Robin, I see so many folks that love our young people and wrap their arms around our young people because it is so important, and that be the moment that they may not be around drugs, they may not be around guns, but they have that safe haven at this moment. And Brandon, as y'all reflect, and I think about, as you talked about what rec centers mean to you, sometimes rec centers can be that place like Youth Works. A lot of young people get their Youth Works opportunities at our rec centers. A lot of our young people are playing Pop Warner football, are playing basketball, are playing chess, are playing a number of different athletic opportunities. I think about the extracurriculum opportunities that we get at our rec centers. I think about some people may meet their first girlfriend at our rec centers. Or their wife. But let me be very, very important. I think about the staff. The staff at our rec centers. And Mr. Sutton, many folks may not know you knew the 16-year-old Corey, the unfocused Corey. The Corys in this city of Baltimore that may be going that wrong direction. But it's under their leadership, where they're grabbing our young men, they're grabbing Miss Tracy, they're grabbing our young women, and they're making sure that we do not lose them and do not lose another generation. And that's the most important thing that we can do. That is why we are here today. It is not for ourselves, but it is for these young people right here today. I say thank you, thank you, thank you for your leadership. I also say that Talmadge, they better be clear that we're a partner. We're a partner. In this General Assembly this year, the mayor come down there, he said, I want some pools and I want some rec centers. And you know what we did? We delivered. So just as the 45th district, I'll close as I started, just, as the 45th district, with my delegates, Chanel Branch, Talmadge Branch, and Stephanie Smith, just know that we are fully committed to the 45th legislative district in our great city of Baltimore. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Senator McCray. And this next gentleman, we spent several calls and times talking about moving forward with the renovation of Bocek. Delegate Branch, Talmadge Branch, if you would come up and say a few words.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, let me tell you, Corey, for me, a community center is a lifesaver. It saved my life. I mean, there were places I could be or could have been, but for the most part, I found myself when I was younger in a community center playing pool, learning how to dance, shooting basketball, playing flag football. And oh yeah, I attended this center as I grew up. My mother lives here on Linwood Avenue. So I have played here. My children have played here. And now my children's children will play here, and probably even those that are yet unborn will play right here. So we got to continue to save the lives that we are directed to save. As legislators, as leaders, as public leaders, that's what we do. That's what we're directed to do. That's what we have to do. So we need more. This is a good start. As the mayor said, more, and we have a second phase coming. But we have to develop this community for our children's children. That's what this is all about. Speaker Bush, Michael Aaron Bush, you heard Senator McCray mention him. He came here to look at a number of our parks to see how he could invest because he was born and from Baltimore. And what he did was he came by here. And he said, Talmadge, what's wrong with this building? I remember this was a vibrant location. I said, well, right now, Mr. Speaker, we actually lost our polling place. And we had to find another way to even vote because we lost the use of this facility. I said, the kids have nowhere to use the bathroom when they play on this field. The field is widely used by many, many people. I said, but we don't have the facility to accommodate those that have needs. He said, well, we're going to open it back up. He said, what do I need to do? I said, you probably need to talk to Baltimore City. So he called the director. He said, let's get the director on the line, and we'll figure out something, Talmadge. We're going to open this back up. And Speaker Bush and this gentleman here, and I believe he had just started working for the city at the time, or not long, but he actually focused in, really got serious, came to Annapolis on a number of occasions to meet with Speaker Bush. And Speaker Bush had spoken to all of the leaders from this district about the project and the fact that did we really want it. It was our number one priority to get this done. It sat here for over 20-something years. And so what happened? Once Director Moore and Speaker Bush sat down, the project was more than 1 point something million. The two agreed to split the cost, and they both kept their word. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, that's what we're looking at. And you're looking at even more to come from the mayor and from the director with the phase 2. So we have a lot to be proud of. We have to stand by our children and stand by this community. So with that, let me again say it's a proud moment for me to stand at a place that I used to play and to see it reinvigorate itself and become something that all of us can be proud of and that all of us can now attend. Thanks again.
Wow. I don't know how you come behind all this excitement, but it is truly an exciting day to be here at Bocek. I want to start by thanking our team, Adam Borman and the Capital team, and the work that they're doing, our MarkCom team for making sure that this took place today, and our staff that's going to be here every day. Miss Green is back here somewhere. Maybe she just went back in the building. Ms. Green has over 20 plus years of experience, and she's really excited, and she's going to really help elevate what we're trying to do. But we cannot do it without you, the community. So we want to continue to be engaged. We want the community to be engaged in the day-to-day operations, helping Ms. Green, making sure that we're reaching our most vulnerable population, is our youth. We have to make sure that we're engaging them in many ways. It may be the next basketball player. It could be something as simple as the next engineer may come out of Bocek. Because we got to be able to expand our programming beyond just the traditional. We want more than just basketball for our kids. And there's nothing wrong with basketball. There's nothing wrong with soccer. The mayor was a great track star back in the day. I mean, he still think, you know, he was, maybe still is, you know. You know, but everyone has talked about the value of our rec center. So we want to make sure that we have that safe haven for our community, for our youth. But we cannot forget our seniors as well. So we got to make sure that we have programming and offering programming for our seniors. So Mr. Brown, Ms. Maxine, the community, police still stay engaged with our staff. We can do this together, and it's the best way for us to do it. It's together. But as the mayor highlighted earlier, another exciting point for us is this is the 50th rec center that we're reopening. And it's not about quantity. It's about quality. We don't want to just open rec centers to say we'll open them. If we cannot improve these facilities so when the community comes back in, they can appreciate and have the amenities of today's time, then why are we opening them? So it's important for us that we just don't open rec centers, but when we plan to open a rec center, we open it with the true intentions of working close with the community and making sure that we develop these reopenings, these renovations that fit the needs of the community. And I feel Mr. Brown and Ms. Maxine, I really felt that you all was really engaged in this whole design process in the reopening of Bocek. But I'll give you all another caveat. The mayor mentioned earlier another rec center that's sheltered its doors and has been closed for some time. He talked about Tawanda in Park Heights. I had an opportunity to tour Tawanda the other day with the CAO. So in the next 30 to 45 days, we won't be at 50 anymore. We'll be at 51. So we're moving. We're excited about the future. The future is extremely bright for our city. And as the mayor is striving for it, the goal of he wants the rec department to be the best that there is, not just in the state of Maryland, but in the country. That is our same stride. We're striving for excellence every day, and it starts with the work that we do. But we cannot do it without the community. We cannot do it without all of our elected officials, and we definitely cannot do it without our staff. So I truly thank the people who come to work every day for BCRP and put on this logo, because we're one leaf. That means that we're all about doing things together. So last thing I will say before I bring up this gentleman, I want to introduce this next person that's coming to speak. As we said, he dedicated over 40 years of his life to this city in recreation. He said he started when he was 14 years old volunteering right here at Bocek. And he worked over the years, worked his way up in athletics and to other things, and eventually he was our deputy director of recreation. And it was only fitting that we give him an opportunity to come back and just share a few words as we reopen this. So please help me in joining as he comes up, Mr. Bob Wall.
Well, good afternoon, folks. It feels good to be back home, that's for sure. Growing up on Kenwood and Orleans Street as a kid, I had the opportunity, it was pretty much almost a straight line, a hop, skip, and a jump from Patterson Park to Library Square to Elwood Park and to Bocek Park. I found myself in this park many a day. My best friend, Gary Crockett, lived in the 900 block of Linwood Avenue, and we would come over here and we'd come through the Ashland Avenue entrance and play ball all the time. Jerry Crawford was one of the kids on his block as well. I think Talmadge and I had that discussion back when we were thinking about and getting committed to getting Bocek back up and running. So it's great to be back home. I got lots of memories here. Scared to death on one thunderstorm that came up through here, and we got underneath the Edison Highway Bridge. Really scared to death. I remember when RFK, his body, the funeral train went from New York to Washington D.C., and I could see the railroad tracks right where we were standing. I think it was generally it was a 4-hour commute, but it had to go so slow because the railroad tracks were full of people. And it was an 8-hour commute from New York to D.C. to where he could be buried with his brother John. But I thank Reginald and the department for inviting me back. It really means a lot to be back here with the folks. I remember attending, Tracy, myself, and Kate Brower from Capitol attended that first community meeting. And I met Rocky and, how'd that happen? Rocky and Maxine at the community meeting at the old Sokol Gym, now a church. And we were committed then to bring Bocek back. I don't think Rocky realized my connection to Bocek Park. and of course, working here in the spring and summer of '74 and '75, we had a little garden plot over here. I taught kids how to grow vegetables here and down at Linwood Avenue Playfield down in Canton. So, again, I know it's chilly out here today. I really appreciate this great winter weather at the end of April. But I'm so thankful and blessed to be part of that BCR team, and I'm still committed to doing things. The pandemic has knocked me down with my volunteers. Volunteer hours that I had plans on. I've canceled a lot of things I was going to do with the fishing program, but we're still going to move forward once it's all over with. So I challenge everybody to reach out to your kids in your community to still volunteer and make a difference. Together as a whole, we can change their lives around. It changed my life. I get testimonials at least once a week from kids that on Facebook saying, "Mr. Bob, I'm sorry I was such an idiot growing up," and the whole thing, and just them saying what the rec center and the staff, the dedicated staff that we have, and the elected officials to move this city forward. So I would like to say one thing before I end. Maxine, at the last the Toys R Us drive, I didn't look like I do today, but Maxine knew who I was. She says, "I knew you because of your eyes." And so many people say that that's when I had the fake beard. Now I have the real stuff the last 2 years. But I told you back then, when you're ready to do a Christmas party at Bocek, you let me know. You let me know, because I do have a direct line to the North Pole. So thank you all so very much. Good luck. There's an old saying, a field of dreams. Let's make this a rec center of dreams. Okay, let's bring it back, folks. Thank you very much.
And I'm sorry, I want Delegate Smith or Delegate Branch, would you like to say a few words as well?
Just a few quick words. I love you, Director Moore. You're awesome. One of the things you often hear is, if we do such and such in Baltimore, it'll bring people to Baltimore. And that irritates me to no end. The best way to make Baltimore a place that people want to move to is to make it great for the people who already live here. So projects like this is a testament to what the mayor said of showing respect to the people who've already placed their dreams, their families, and their futures here by honoring that, by giving them something that they can do with their time. From children to seniors, a rec center, recreation is an important part of your life. So again, I'm just so excited about this project because it communicates to my neighbors that they matter and that we don't have to wait to make things great for other people. They deserve it now. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say, I just want to say thank you to Rex and Parks and also to the mayor and also for extending Bocek's into rebirthing Bocek. I remember as a young girl, my father just said that he used to play here, but I remember him bringing me here as a little girl, meeting Miss Howell, who used to run Bocek at the time. So I remember those days. My grandmother, as he said, lived across the way, so I could run through the alley just to come and play. My children now play here, so it is really rewarding to see that this rebirthing is happening. I'm really happy to know that my friends and family that still live in this community will have somewhere to go, a safe haven. Like many people mentioned, I grew up in recreations as well, and having recreations in your community sometimes is their last meal. So I go home every day to my loving parents, but some of my friends did not have a meal to eat, and that was their last meal. That was their only way of learning right from wrong, their only way of having extended family members and knowing what to do next and knowing who to call to for help. So I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate being able to be here today as we celebrate the rebirthing of this recreation center. So thank you, and nice being here.
Thank you. And so there was a couple people here that I did not acknowledge. I want to go back and acknowledge them. We have our colleagues here from Coca-Cola who helped provide this pavilion, so thank you all for being here. Also, we have our designers from Murphy. Murphy's here, right? Murphy, yep. And is Andrew Construction? Anyone here from Andrew? They was the ones who actually did the renovations and the construction. So thank you all for being here as well. Now we will hear from our community. Ms. Lynch, I heard, has a 20-minute speech. 4-hour speech. So y'all hold on. Keep shivering a little bit. We should have some heat, but here's Ms. Lynch.
Thank you. I wanted to say one thing. I hear all the political things that you all are talking about. I don't know about that stuff. That's all y'all stuff, okay? So for me, Rocky Brown is the president of my community. I'm the coordinator of the community. And this is my dedication to all of our community and to you all. And I wrote a little speech last night when I just jumped up out of bed and started writing this. First I say, good afternoon to you all. My name is Maxine Lynch, and I'm the coordinator for Bocek Madison Eastern Community Association. This is a glorious day for Bocek community. It's glorious because one man's dream to better his community in which he lived, to give back to his community, came true. On December 2014, Bocek Community Eastern became an association and was formed, and Rocky Brown was elected president. I was going to read his bio, but I don't think I can do it, so I'm going to keep moving because I'm going to get teary. This title only enhanced his fight to better his community. Bocek Park Playground and the Recreation Center had been closed for a number of years. This was unacceptable to Rocky. He had youth and seniors in this community, and a park and a recreation center not being utilized in this community for years as a dead park. He cut the chains off and opened the park playground area for the youth in 2017. As coordinator of the community association, I began to coordinate events for our youth. And we had Easter egg hunts. We had Halloween tailgate parties. I had the first Halloween tailgate party collaborated with Safe Street, where he sent a young man called Demo. He was a rapper, and he was into uplifting the youth. We had our little event right here. The kids came out and they did this little dance, do it this way and do it that way, because I had to Google him. I don't know anything about him. I know Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know him. So anyway, the kids were dancing and they were playing the music, and that was our first Halloween tailgate. Those kids danced with this guy for 2 hours. Once they found out he was really the man that was actually singing the song, because I gave him a certificate for him coming out to our youth, those kids lit this place up. We had to make them stop dancing. So those things in itself make me happy that this rec is opening. So I'm gonna keep reading because I'm getting upset in my spirit, because this is a bit of blessing for me to see this happen. So we had Easter egg hunt. I want to say a special thanks to Mr. Deshaun. He was our first Easter bunny when we had our Easter egg hunt. I ordered an Easter suit. I went online onto, it was a thing called share, where you, community share, and I asked everybody, I need an Easter bunny, I need an Easter bunny. Nobody wanted to do it. So I ordered a suit, and I talked to him, I was just talking. He said, Miss Maxine, I don't have a problem being your Easter bunny. He was the best Easter bunny we ever had. I couldn't get him anymore because he was embarrassed because his peers made him.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the Easter bunny.
No.
Easter bunny, man.
You know, see, now they're starting some stuff. But anyway, I'm going to see what y'all say when I come up when this COVID leave. Remember what you say, Santa. Remember what you say, Easter bunny. Yes, we got some things coming. I'm like Mayor Scott. We're going to do this. So don't watch what you say to me, because I'll come for you. Okay. So we did a lot of things. We had our tailgate, the last tailgate we had for Halloween. We had one of the, Mr. Chase from the horse and stables. He brought the horse and wagons out here, and my kids never seen a horse up close. Those babies rode this whole stadium, park around, and they had a good time. So these are the events that I give. So I'm going to keep reading so I can get down to the good part, the part that I do know about. Don't rush me, Rocky. Don't do that. Okay. We're going to go back to this one man's fight didn't get unnoticed. Baltimore City Councilwoman Shannon Sneed, who represented the community at that time, was instrumental in securing a grant from Coca-Cola Consolidated to invest $130,000 to build Bocek Community Big Hearts Mini Cans program. It was to refresh our mind and body and spirit in our community. That's why you got this pavilion. Okay, they did that. Baltimore-based organization called Arts and Parks performed landscaping and painted murals on our walls in Madison Eastern neighborhoods. And you will see Rockies over here on Curley and Madison Street. My mural is on Monument and Curley, and we painted Curley Street with the kids one Saturday morning. We painted the whole street of Curley on that side. The children came out and painted little designs in Curley Street as a beautification of our city. The work began in December 2017. Baltimore City Recreation, Parks and Recs, partnership between Coca-Cola Consolidated and Bocek Park Community could help lead this way to a transformation of our neighborhood. And I want to take 1 second before I end this to give a special thanks to Tracy Esat. Now, Tracy and a lot of you all are new to this thing that we got going on. We had Tracy, we had Bob Walls, we had Lindsay was DPW at that time. He wasn't part of Parks and Recs. He was DPW. I called Lindsay and tell him we got trash on the corner. He say, send me a picture, Miss Max. In 5 seconds, a truck was here. I don't want to get you in trouble, Lindsay, but you better do the same thing for this park. All right. A picture will get you in. You hear that, Director Moore? Okay. All right, Director Moore said, yes, ma'am. It's going to work. Okay. They had so much trash in this corner, in this park, in this wreck, piled almost to the top of the roof. They had bags of trash. Somebody had tires. I don't know who dumped all that stuff out there. I talked to Tracy, and I called her. I said, Tracy's a whole bunch of stuff out here in front of this wreck. I sent her a picture, and I told her, I said, you know what I like to do? I like to paint the windows, because the windows had boards on them. I said, I think if we paint the windows, maybe the people won't put trash out here and think it's a deserted area. What, Rocky? Mayor Scott didn't say anything. They told me I had 2 minutes. You messing up my time. Don't say anything. So we on camera, Rocky, be quiet. So Tracy came, Shannon Sneed, Marcus Dent, Deshaun Baxon, Mr. Glover. At the time he was with Mosley. Yes. We came out here with our babies, and there's some of it right still you see on that board right there. We painted the windows, we painted the boards right there, we painted the posts outside to beautify this wreck until we could get it done. So I don't know if they took one of those boards and put it inside that wreck, but those are memories that we need to always remember, that we were a dead park for 20 years. Now we are alive. So I'm gonna get my last part in, and I'm gonna say this. Rocky began to see his dream become a reality. With State Senator Tom McFadden, all our delegates from the 45th District, initiated plans to reopen the park. So on behalf of my President Rocky Brown and the community in which I stand, I don't know everybody's name, but I'd like to thank all of you for making this a reality for Bocek community. And I thank you so much. Did I do 2 minutes, Director? Okay. Okay. Thank you all so much, and I can't wait for the COVID to leave so we can have our event. You better hope it's not in December.
Thank you, Ms. Lynch. I just want to acknowledge several more people that are here with us. We have Mr. Brown that's here and members of the McElderry Park Community Association. We have Robin that's here from the Banner neighborhood, Molly from the Southeast CDC, Milton and Moffett Community Association members, and friends of Elwood Park. Yeah. So thank you all as well for being here. And as the mayor said, I just want to highlight, we're so excited. Last summer we did Be More Summer Fun, which was an outdoor camp. This year we're going back to our traditional camp, Camp Baltimore. Registration will start and open up on Monday. So please sign up, and this is a summer campsite, which is extremely excited about, as well as we start our specialty summer camp registrations for basketball and some of our other sports. That registration opened up today, so I want to give that plug and advertisement for our team. And the councilman need to sign up for that one? All right. So at this time, is there any questions from the media? If there's no questions at this point in time, we'll go over and officially open Bocek.
3,
2, 1.
Bocek Rec Center has been closed since I was in high school. And I'm just thankful today for the partnership with Rec and Parks. This is about investing in neighborhoods that have been ignored, showing them that they matter to their city government, showing them that we will be here to support them. And while I'm excited about Bocek's reopening after over 2 decades, this still isn't good enough. This center is great for its renovation. That's going to provide that opportunity and safe space for our young people, but we're not going to stop here. We're going to build phase 2, which includes a gym, so our young people can be fully recreated right here on site, indoors in a safe way, because they deserve to have those types of facilities in their neighborhood.